From the humble beginning, in Braunau, a young Adolf Hitler grew racist ideas upon the Jews. Living with a violent father led to Hitler becoming both strong and vicious. From an early age, Hitler became fascinated with Germany and what was happening, making him confident and strong in and out school. After the death of his father, aged 72, Hitler performed terribly at school, leading to a rebellious streak. Adolf's mother grew weary of Hitler's bad performance at school. She then moved him. This helped Hitler get better grades and become more settled. Hitler would often visit museums and operas. You could say that this was a break from his confusing life. Then, tragically, Hitler's mother died on Christmas Eve, 1907. His life gradually fell apart. His dreams of being an artist were crushed by his father wanting him to be a civil servant. Hitler had nowhere else to turn.
After the sad deaths of his parents, Hitler could finally pursue his dreams of being an artist. He fled to Vienna, a small town with only a tiny amount of money from his orphan pension. Hitler was turned down from the Academy of Fine Arts twice, leading to a loss of happiness and hope in his life. Hitler eventually ran out of money. He became homeless. There is evidence that Hitler stayed in a mental hospital for a night just because he had no food, money or shelter. While homeless, Hitler had found the company of two Jewish men who he became best friends with. He was also found to be kind to animals and thought that animal cruelty was sickening. How ironic that Hitler referred to the Jewish as animals. Worthless.
After staying in Vienna, Hitler joined the army in World War I. Hitler found great joy from this war experience as he made many friends. Although Hitler was popular within the army, he kept himself to himself. He only trusted himself. But one day Adolf was involved in a serious gas attack. This left him injured. He struggled to work as hard as he used to. He did receive the medal. This was important for his recovery. After so much loss in his life, Hitler was glad to have made such good friends who cared and loved him. But tragedy struck again. Hitler lost many friends in a large explosion. You can't help but feel sorry for Hitler after all the pain he's been through.
Germany was in desperate need of a strong leader, so in 1919 the Nazi Party was founded. Hitler craved love and attention which he was neglected of as a child. Being in power must have seemed like the perfect idea. Quickly, Hitler grew plans in 1923 to take over southern Germany. Whilst he tried to do this, he was placed in prison. He began to write a book called My Camp. Hitler sold millions of copies, increasing his overall popularity. He wrote about his racist views and his hectic life. Over 2,000 members of the Nazi Party helped Hitler get what he wanted. In 1920, Hitler became leader of the Nazi Party.
Hitler encouraged ex-soldiers to join due to their experience, and Hitler trusted them. Hitler wanted to take over vast amounts of Europe. To do this, he brainwashed normal, everyday people into thinking that his ideas were the right way forward. To do this, he used propaganda, and he often made large speeches. His speeches were called magnificent, as he always used power to promote his ideas. He made it compulsory to greet him with Heil Hitler. This made him feel wanted again. The election was a resounding victory for the National Socialists, who became the largest party in the Reichstag. The National Socialists won 37.6% of the vote and 230 seats in the election. Hitler refused any offer of coalition unless he was appointed Chancellor.
On the 27th of February, a young Dutch communist, Marinus van der Lubbe, set fire to the Reichstag building. Hitler took advantage of this act and announced that it was a signal for a communist revolt. An emergency law, the decree of the President for the protection of people and state, was passed. It stopped all basic human rights and allowed the politicians to take over the government of the land if there was a threat to the public order. This law formed the majority of police power in Germany and helped to create a totalitarian state. This meant that all oppositions to Hitler would have been beaten or killed. Waves of arrests followed and over 10,000 communists were captured. As the prisons filled, cellars and disused warehouses were used, and in March the first concentration camp was set up at Dachau. Hitler acted like the hero and really he was causing most of the trouble. The elections held in March saw the Nazis and their allies receive 52% of the vote and a majority in the Reichstag.
Nazi terror increased and beatings and killings became more frequent. The civil service was free from Jews and Nazi political enemies. One by one, the different political parties were banned or broke down themselves. The Communists were banned on the 7th of March and the Social Democrats on the 21st of June. The Conservatives, Catholics and Liberal parties vanished themselves, and on the 14th of July the NSDAP became the sole legal party in Germany. In May, all trade unions were disbanded, their leaders arrested and their members forced to join the Nazi-controlled Germany Labour Front. Goebbels noted in his diary, "We are masters of Germany."
Se quel guerriero io fossi, se il mio sogno si avverasse, un esercito di prodi da me guidato,